Well, it's a beautiful evening here in Santa Cruz Norte, El Yucatan, outside of Merida. And here you can take a little look at the clouds. Isn't that just gorgeous? I'm beginning to at last finally feel a little bit better. I mean, I can feel it, don't want to say markedly, because I also don't want to exaggerate. I still am feeling it. Everything that's been happening lately with between the ulcer and the influenza and so on, and the several deaths in my family that just came upon each other so quickly. But I've been thinking today about a lot of different things, and lately, the past several days too. I'll give you a scoop of the sky here, slowly. Isn't that just beautiful? We had the tiniest bit of rain yesterday, not much, but I was thinking about the past 2 years and how really crazy it's all been with relatives and close family members dying. There's been 4 of them, now 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Start losing count. And then with my own situation there at the university, how they used my Indian status to get tens of millions of dollars without telling me, and then put in place, in my place, on purpose, a pretend Indian, a race shifter, as we say. If you look up TikTok, race shifters, that would be one word, pretend Indian, you'll find 2 videos about this person here, who, when I came, I had been invited here to indigenize to this particular university. I'm not mentioning names or provinces or names of people, although I have every right to. It's my life. I have a right to talk about my life, I think. I'd been invited there to indigenize, and that didn't happen. I was just sold lie after lie after lie. I don't know what happened with the monies that came through. I was promised that I would be the Canadian Indigenous Chair. That came with a salary of, I think, $200,000, and it could be renewed after every several years. That money came through. I accepted that, and then nothing happened. I don't know what happened to the money, who took it, where it went. There is no transparency. I was invited to be dean and was told there's a budget of $34 million. This was on a Friday afternoon. I had no idea. The then president had called me into lunch. He didn't tell me what it was about. I had no idea. At the luncheon, I was told I was appointed dean if I accepted. There was a budget of $34 million plus $5 million to build a physical faculty building, and that he'd call in an architect and I would sit down and we'd plan something culturally sensitive, and I was to dream big, bigger, biggest. This was nothing. There was a lot more money where that came from. I could do whatever I wanted, fulfill my wildest dreams about indigenizing, and so on. That was Friday at 7. Monday morning, as had been pre-planned with the Board of Governors, they did all of this pre-planning. They only needed me to say yes to get the tens of millions of dollars for funding. They also went to the University of Cairo, yeah, you heard me right, Cairo, Egypt, to start a, listen to this, it's beyond nuts, a sister faculty there at the University of Cairo, headed by one of the people involved with this grand deceit and fraud. And no one ever did anything, no explanation given. No lawyer in the province will take it up because they're afraid of the university. So if anyone knows anyone who's not afraid of justice and believes in doing the right thing, please pass this information along to them. There's got to be somebody. This is ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. So I've been thinking about all of these things and the loss of my family members and what they went through in their lives, and they were incredibly strong people. They had to have been. When I think of Aunt Helena, Aunt Agnes having her children taken away, Aunt Helena having been sterilized, and without her knowledge, she didn't even know that. But you can listen to her story there. It's under Aunt Helena here. And that's just what I have here on this channel is only a tiny part of what she went through, or the rest of my family did too, for that matter. So it's a beautiful evening tonight, and I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I've started to write it, but it's just so much information. I struggle with where do I begin? And someone said, oh, just begin anywhere. Well, it's easier said than done. It has to be something that has a, like a start, or obviously, that grabs people and interests people and makes people want to keep reading. And I do like writing, so that's where I am right now. Got to work on that thing, and I don't know. I sometimes think as I'm out walking, let the sky be my inspiration, and it certainly is a great inspiration. Here, heading to Carmen next week, and checking on things there. I did have an idea. I've been wanting to for a while. I like writing. It does keep me busy, but it's also very solitary, and that's not good for me, especially with everything that's been happening lately. So I had been thinking of here, perhaps in front of the house, paving this and just putting up a little place to have coffee and breakfast. I have things in Carmen. I have a brand new professional grade coffee maker and a waffle machine and a couple of other things like a hot pot. Not a lot. Like, I still would need a lot more things like a fridge, and have to put in some kind of a plug table. So, I'm jumping ahead of myself. It's just a thought, something to keep me busy and that I like. I did mention it to a couple of neighbors who said, well, there'd be no competition here. The only thing is, there aren't many people living in this area. So, and I said, I know that. And I realized it wouldn't be out to make tens of thousands of dollars, unlike the tens of millions the university wrongly and deceitfully made using my Indian status. But the idea is to keep busy. I also, though, don't want to waste food. I don't want to make a big 45 pot thing of coffee and have half of it go to waste repeatedly. And I know when you're doing stuff like this, you'll have those days. I get it. I understand that. I just want to keep waste at a minimum if I can, as much as is possible. And who knows? It's just a thought. That's what I'm thinking. So I'll take you up before I sign off. Up and away to those beautiful clouds. And there's another nice vista over here. Look at that. How can you not love that? Well, that's all for now.